Hi, folks. Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley Real Estate Team back again with step number 5. And this is the preparation for putting in an offer. Now, you found a house you like. You think it's wonderful. You think it meets your needs, some of your wants. You're happy with it, happy with the price. This is where an agent comes in handy because we can get answers that you're probably not going to be able to. So let's assume you have an agent and it's not the listing agent, it's another agent. Let's call it a buyer agent for the sake of argument. So what do you need to know? Well, for one thing, what's the history on that house? How much can the agent tell you? Now, what we're looking when we're talking history is essentially how long have these people lived in the house? When was it last sold? What price did it sell for? Those are things you need to know, because if you know that they bought this house for some ridiculous price last year or in the pandemic and now they're selling it, you need to know that. If the house is currently at, say, a price which doesn't seem to make perfect sense, you need to know why. And in this case, you could say to the agent, we like this house, but we're not sure about the price. Can you check and see what other sales in the area have gone for? And the agent can. We can go in and we can check and we can look up all the comparables. So if this is, say, I don't know, a 1998 bungalow, we can look at other houses in that age bracket that sold and see if this one makes sense. And there's other things we can do to help calculate price to see if the price makes sense. So those are some of the things that you start off with. Again, when you're looking at it, look at the sheet. Exactly what is included. If, let's say, there's no fridge included, but there's a fridge in the house, don't automatically assume the fridge comes with the house. It's got to be listed in that listing agreement. It doesn't prevent you from asking for that fridge if you're doing an offer, but you need to be absolutely sure what's included and what's excluded. If there's, say, a big, massive fan in the bedroom, ceiling fan in the bedroom, is that ceiling fan included? Or are they going to take it with them? You know, it makes a difference. You've got to know what's there. So those are some of the things you have to know. You have to know the taxes, because the taxes are going to get added on to your mortgage costs and everything else. Look at the other items that are included. For instance, what type of heat? Is it oil heat, gas? Makes a difference. Makes a difference in your monthly costs down the road. How old is that furnace? If it's an oil furnace, how old is that oil tank? Because they have to be replaced every so often. Again, other costs that you need to be aware of when you look at a house. We have, for a while, there were a number of houses went in with geothermal heating. If it has that, do you know what it means? Do you know what it's about? And we're talking furnaces, air conditioners, and all that. How old is the air conditioner? If you have an air conditioner, and many houses do because they still work fine from the early, let's say, late 90s, early 2000s, they draw an awful lot of electric power. So your electric bill is going to be way up there. Is it a newer one? Make sure they work, right? That's the other thing to it. When you're looking at some of these items, look at the rental items, right? Is the hot water tank owned or is it leased? Makes a difference. When you look at rental items, I would suggest you take a very close look and see if the furnace is rented or if the air conditioner is rented. Now, this is something that we never saw before, but we are now seeing more and more of that. As a matter of fact, on the Enercare site now, they even have a whole section on renting all of these things. So some people have opted to do that. Rather than paying, say, I don't know, $8,000 for a new furnace, they've opted to rent one. The catch, though, is when you take over that house, you take over that agreement, and you're paying rent on your equipment unless you have specified that the seller buy it out. And if for some reason you didn't, and then you now decide I want to buy it out, read the fine print of that contract, because these buyouts are incredibly expensive. So something to watch for. And it's nothing to say if there's rented equipment that you can't insist that the seller pay off and buy out before closing date or on closing date. So these are some of the things oh yeah, I forgot one of the other key ones, of course, your septic system. Find out, if you can, how old the septic system is. Now, legitimately, a lot of people don't know, especially if they're the second or third owner of a house. So you can simply ask, in that case, has any work being done or any work being recommended on it? And then your inspector, will do the rest for you. And same with all these other pieces of equipment. Your building inspector will be making sure all the burners work on the stove, if the stove's included. They'll be trying out the air conditioner, testing the furnace, all that type of thing. That's one of the reasons you have them there. They will also be taking pictures. So if there's a serial number on a stove, they'll take a picture of that. And if you move in and that particular stove isn't there, well, now you have recourse. So these are all little things to do as you get ready to put an offer in. Um, it's up to you to ask questions, ask as many questions as you can. If it's on water, does it fall within the 100-year floodplain? Because that will impact your insurance. So lots of little things which your agent is there to help you find out, and the agent is there to get you as many answers as they possibly can. So from here now, we'll look at the offer process, which will be in the next video. Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley Real Estate Team, wishing you a great day.